Good morning, everybody. Did not have a particularly good sleep, and you can probably hear why. I did that thing. I had such a lovely time yesterday. I drove around Penzance again, went to my supboard lesson, and then the lovely Jo, Cornish girl on Instagram, seen that I was in the area, so she popped down and we just sat on the back step and chatted for hours and drank pop, and it was lovely. And such a lovely time, just sat there with the sea right in front of us. I had a really good parking spot. And then I left it really late. I think it was 7 o'clock by the time I left. Left with the knowledge of the fact that my pump doesn't work, so I thought I'd have a look around and see what I could find locally. So I found something in Helston, so I just thought I'll come down here, park up just down the road, ready for when it opens this morning. It's a busy road, not much sleep was had, so now I'm just going to go and see if I can find a pump in this shop. I've got a couple of others marked out on the map. Hoping to go to Lizard today, just get to Lizard, not spend too long there, and then I am going to do the sacrilege of jumping over the Roseland Peninsula. It is one of my favourite places in Cornwall. We go there all the time on holiday, but because I've done it and seen it all, there's so much more that I've got to see in the 6 days I've got left. So I'm going to jump over that and go and see what else I can find that is new to me. Let's get cracking. That's 17 minutes. And it's not even registering any PSI on there yet, but this bit's moving out. So it is working. How long's that going to take if it's 17 minutes now? I just popped into the Edge of Adventure. Lovely, lovely lady that owns the place has been giving me some advice about this pump. I mean, it did pump up, but she said that it doesn't register any PSI for absolutely ages, and then as soon as it does get pressure behind it, it just pops up straight away. She said even their expensive pumps that they've got in there can take half an hour to do a supboard. I mean, mine's a 10.4, so she was saying that that's probably about right. And I didn't leave it that long, even though it is noisy and ridiculous. She did say that that is about standard. It's not like it's not working. So if I can't find one, then I will plan around and do that. She said if you can get it up in the van, just literally keep it pumping. If it takes that long, just go for a walk and come back, and then just check on the PSI then, because mine won't have an auto cutout, but the supboard pumps do. So yeah, I will drive around and I will see what else I can find, because I've kind of got it in my head that I need a manual one that's not going to deafen me or deafen everybody else. Imagine if I'm at this lovely quiet beach park up and all you can hear is I couldn't drive by a chocolate factory without coming in for a look around, could I? Come on now. So that chocolate shop was very cool, which, you know, obviously it needed to be. I just have to apologise to John and Jem and Ewan and Tom, because obviously I did think about buying you some chocolate, but I don't know what you'd get after storing it in the van when it's been 33 degrees in there most days. So yeah, the thought was there, but the chocolate is not. What a lovely little stop off at the chocolate factory that was. I didn't realise that they had all sorts of different shops there as well. There was a glassmaking shop, you could see the chocolate being made, paint a pot studios for the kids, a couple of little cafes, all sorts of things, and loads of outdoor seating. Even a little walk you can go on where you can see alpacas and things as well. loads to do, free to get in, you just pay for what you buy. So cracking little place that. So I made it to Lizard. Just going to put some money in the donation parking because it's just a donation, £3 for all day. So it's a lovely park up as well, or a lovely location to park for a walk round. And there's a lot of shops, like the surfing type shops, so hopefully I might find a pump here too. It's so funny, I've seen some stone there, there's a few rocks around there, and I'm like, oh, why does it look white? Why is it a different kind of rock? It seems so random. And then this woman goes, poo, love, bird poo. Well, it is a hot one today. It is currently only 31 degrees in the van, which is always good to see. I've had a lovely walk right down to Lizard Point. I stayed in Lizard itself, although there was a car park down there, but I fancied a bit of a walk. And I've had a meander around the shops, bought myself a little bracelet. It is lovely. I love the fact that there are lots of these little Cornish villages that have retained the charm. And yes, there are the odd tack shop in there, but you know, a couple of nice little pubs, somewhere to eat, somewhere to buy some things if you need it for the beach. What more could you possibly need? It's lovely. So I'm doing the thing I said before, I'm doing a big jump. It's a big jump. It's only an hour and 15 minutes drive, but I am jumping over the Roseland Peninsula and I'm landing somewhere near Mevagissey. Mevagissey. I'll tell you when I get there. Yep, so I am on my way there now, so I'll have a little drive, Clifftop Park up for tonight so I can get some stuff done and then see what I can find beach-wise tomorrow. So at this moment in time, I am driving down an incredibly narrow lane, which hopefully you can see because I've got the Osmo going now. The thing that's really annoying, and first world problems and all that stuff, is that this is really, it's really narrow, it's really slow going because it's so narrow. I'm looking at this Garmin sat-nav. It's set to, I've tried the fastest route and I have tried the shortest route to try and see which one gives me the kind of route that I like. If I put in my dimensions for the van, it won't take me anywhere. Literally, it stops me from going everywhere, which is ridiculous because obviously I've been places. But now it's taken me off a main road to come and do these roads when I literally could have just stayed on that road and it would have been so much easier and so much faster and safer. Yeah, and I can literally see it from here. So I'm going to have to try and figure out what to do because this is doing my head in. And Google Maps on my phone is doing my head in because that also keeps changing. If it reroutes anywhere and you're going to coordinates, it takes you somewhere completely different. Ooh, logs. So yes, so Mandy's rant for the day. Bloody sat-navs, honestly. Oh, pheasant! This is the road I could have come down. With the white line in the middle of it and everything. Honestly. Bloody sat-navs.
1¼ miles. Turn left onto Tregory Hill.
No, I'm not gonna. Well, Scorchio, obviously. This is a nice little view here. It looked on Park for Night, because this is just a little Park for Night spot. That there is the Coast Guard's lookout, which can be hired for weddings and whatnot. And this is the land that leads to the Southwest Coastal Path. There we go. So you can't actually get to where it looks like the location is on Park for Night, but it is beautiful. I just had a little walk around. There's some little bits of shade. Of course, Bumble does not get shade. Bumble gets solar power. So I'm going to make myself some food. It's 4 o'clock, and as usual, I haven't eaten yet. And 34 degrees in here. I'm getting back out again. You have to open every window, I think, and get some airflow in there, otherwise there's going to be no eating for Mandy. Yeah, caught a tan. This is Factor 50 suntan lotion, by the way. I mean, I'm not burning, but my goodness, am I getting some colour? But Factor 50 still. So I just casually sat melting in the van, like you do. And I thought I'll have a look on the map and see, because people kept walking by. And literally, not even 2-minute drive away is Porthloonie Beach. 2 massive car parks. So I'm like, I'm getting my backside down there. I'm going to get my cosy on and I'm going to go for a dip because I am melting. Then I can always pop back up to that little car park for the evening and stay the night up there, because there's no overnighting down here, which is a shame. So I'm going to go buy myself a ticket and get my, I was going to say, get my sweaty ass in that sea, but no one wants to hear that. Well, this is a lovely little find. I'm so glad I came down. I'm half tempted to get some tea, but I had a look through my fridge and I've been so hot, I've not been eating anything. So I need to eat about 5 things, really, to be able to make sure I don't bin anything. I hate binning food. But it's reasonable prices. They've got like halloumi burgers in a focaccia bun with sea salt and rosemary fries for £9. And I think, compared to a lot of prices that I've seen so far, that is an incredibly reasonable price for a meal. So I'm thinking maybe I might come back down here tomorrow morning before it gets too busy. See how long it takes to inflate my supboard with the pump adapter I've got, or see if somebody pities me and lets me use their pump while I'm down here, because there's loads of people pumping them up. And then just get out on the sea just for a little bit, get myself some lunch, and then get cracking on to my next place, which I've not even decided where I'm going yet. So yeah, that's a thought for tomorrow. But I've not eaten, so I'm going to go back up to my park hut because I've got no signal. I am already an hour and a half late checking in with John to tell him that I'm okay and I've got where I'm going to. So as much as I would love to stay here, I really need to make sure that he's not worrying unduly, and my daughter, because we've been talking about wildfires and things, and then I was halfway through a conversation and then I've not managed to text her back since. So be responsible and go do that. As it is hot as absolute balls in this van, I am having myself a good old-fashioned northern picky tea. However, it's not got the same ingredients as normal. I've got to go meat-free. I have no meat-free sausage rolls or pork pies or coleslaw or potato salad, so that's getting me a bit out of it. However, this is what I have in the fridge. An individual cheese and tomato pizza, which I'm going to do a la John in here. I have some seafood sticks. Nobody tell me what's in them. I don't care. But I'm having them. And I am making my own seafood sauce. I am having veggie bites, because these are amazing. You get them from like Nisa stores and stuff. And I'm just going to have these. I'm going to chuck them under here with the pizza and just warm them through a little bit and have that. In here is falling. A little classic pretzel. It needs toasting a little bit because it's gone a bit hard, so I'll put that in there once it's done. And I will eat that with Swedish sweet mustard. Num num num. And I'm having some hummus with some some cucumber and some pepper, just to balance it all out a little bit. So that I'm going to have a plate with food and a plate with stuff that dips in it. Should be quite simple. Nice and crispy, nice and melty. See, John's onto something with this, isn't he? Cool. Right, I'll just get that in there now and heat it through a little bit. That'll do nicely. And then you've got all my things on here ready to go in my face with, let me just grab it, the bowl of sauce. That'll do nicely. I can start with the cold stuff and then end with the warm stuff. Nom 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 nom. Good morning. I've woken up this morning feeling like I've gone 5 rounds with Mike Tyson. I probably wouldn't even do 1, to be honest with you, but you know, I think it's just all of this active stuff finally catching up with me. 4 miles a day, the supboarding, I don't think I gave credit for how many muscles that I was going to use whilst falling off a supboard repeatedly and getting back on again repeatedly. So yeah, oh my god, everything, my fingertips, my toes, and everything in between is just aching like mad. So I might actually take it easy a little bit for today. Not too easy, active rest as they say. I have found a super duper massive indoor market in St Austell that I have been told has a massive big beach supply shop that also does supboards and stuff like that. So hopefully I might be able to get a supboard pump from there. I am going to be skirting around St Austell anyway. I've done it a lot, so I'm not going to go there. I was going to go to Fowey because I do like it there, but that means I've got to go all the way in and then back out again because I'm not going to do the ferry. So yeah, it's a bit of planning, but it'll have to be planning on the move because the signal isn't particularly brilliant here. It does load eventually, you know, Google Maps is quite data heavy anyway, isn't it? So yeah, so I am just going to get going and get to that market, and I'll do that, and then I'll sort out from thereafter where I am going to go. Even though I've said a lot that I am whizzing past places that I've been to lots before. I know Charlestown is there, but I've got to get there early if I've got any hope of getting this van into that car park because it's ridiculously tiny. And then there is Loo, which is one of my favourite places in the whole of Cornwall. That is obviously after St Austell and slightly before the campsite I'm hoping to book myself into, which will be one of my first phone calls when I get to St Austell. It's called like West Wayland campsite, and it's £5.50 a night per person with no pitch fees. So that's my numbers. They're the kind of things I can be affording. It's like car park essentials, isn't it? But it's a campsite, so I can do that and then chill out for a little bit, and then hopefully Freeth is not too far away from there, and I'll figure out what I'm going to do with the 5 days I've got left. Can anyone see biggest bumblebee I've ever seen in my life? Ooh. Mate, come this way. I'll save you. You can't stay there. Come on. Good. Yay! I thought my van were broken. I come in and it's just like, honestly, must have been that big. Bumble, eh? So while I go and fight with my sat-nav to try and find a decent way to get me to my next destination, I think I'll call it a day. Thank you so much for coming along with me on this one. I hope you enjoyed everything I did. I'm exhausted, but I'm going to keep on going because this is beautiful here. So anyway, take care guys, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.